All I'm gonna do is see if it'll turn. That's good. It's a little noisy. Makes me nervous. Let's put some gas in it.
I thought you said you had gas in it.
Huh?
I thought you had gas in it.
That's so wonderful. Fans forgot how to operate my own device. We got oil? Oh, I need water. When this thing cranks, that's going to be loud. Let me go ahead and tell you. It's about to go. Oh, this is gonna be noisy.
Woo! Yeah, it's noisy. You probably just woke up the neighbor's baby. Bella doesn't like it.
So something's not right.
I didn't want to hear that.
You don't have to show this. I got dead cylinders. I can tell the way it sounds. It didn't sound right. Okay guys, the Gremlins have struck again.
Gremlins, what a fairy tale.
It's just gonna fight the whole way. I got the engine running this weekend. We were gonna run it on the run stand. I was breaking my cam in. I put it on stand, running about 2200 RPM. Supposed to sort of do that sustain so you can get the cam good and run in. Put it through a couple heat cycles, vary the RPM a little bit. But it had a tick. I could tell it was a tick in the upper end. I thought maybe I missed an adjustment on my hydraulic lifters. So afterwards I went and checked, pulled it down, went back, checked all my valves, put it back together, cranked it up, still had the tick. So that just kind of aggravating me. So I started investigating. I pulled the valve cover off, turned the engine over, and I'll show you a video of that now. I'll turn the engine over. But anyways, as you guys saw, that just squared out. So that means I've got a lifter bad. Brand new lifters, brand new camshaft, brand new engine, the same engine, same problems. But this is why you have a run stand, so we can find this, and this would be a lot bigger deal if it was in the Bronco. So I called Lunati today and talked to them about it. That shouldn't be happening. There's a little metering disc inside the lifter that should be stopping the oil. So either I have a cracked metering disc, a bad lifter, or some gum, basically that little grease or the whatever the protectant they put on the lifters has got inside it and holding it open. So I'm gonna try a couple things. He suggested I put some seafoam in the engine and kind of let it circulate and see if that'll kind of help break it loose. He said run the lifter down. He said kind of compress it with the adjuster, not with it running, just basically just compress the lifter a time or two, and then I'm gonna pull the distributor. I'm gonna put my priming rod in there on my drill, and I want to watch and see what that lifter does. And if I fix it, I'll be able to tell that oil will stop squirting. So I'm not going to be able to keep my mind straight until I find out what's wrong. That's what happens. Something is not right, and I got to figure out what it is. So if I can't fix this in the next 15-20 minutes, I'm going to pull the intake and I'm going to pull the lifter out. I'll never get a minute's sleep until I figure this thing out. I'm going to pause it real quick. I'm going to go ahead and pull the valve cover and the distributor out so I can check it out. All right, so I haven't tried this yet, but this is just a priming rod I built so I can, when I first cranked it, before I even cranked the engine, I put this in and I primed the oil pump and I sent oil all through the engine. You really want to pre-oil your engines before you test fire them the first time. And so this is real handy. I've got this welded, this end is welded to this rod, so I don't have to worry about anything falling off into the engine. This one right here is already doing it. Not sure if you can see it. Woo. All right, guys, I guess you can see. You see how this one's pumping up? It's just going to fill that. If I imagine this thing being at 50 psi, this thing would just cover everything. Good gracious. Let me check this other side. This other side's fine. It's just this one right there. And when it was running, I had a buddy of mine, Jason, he was here with me, and he agreed when it was running, you could hear the tick over here, and right there. So what Lunati told me to do, he said, bottom it out, not running. He said, just take your lifter out and compress it, basically with the adjuster, and you'll feel it bottom out. And I'm just going to do that and kind of exercise it a little bit and see if that helps. But I've also put seafoam in the engine. I'm going to try to, if I can circulate this thing without running the oil out of the head, I'll try to do that a little bit and see if I can work some of that seafoam into that lifter and see if possibly it's just gunk, that assembly gunk or something's got in there. All right, let me do that a minute and I'll turn this back on. All right, guys, I think I'm wasting my time. I've been turning it with my drill, running my adjuster in and out, and the flow is not getting better. It's not getting worse. It's just as soon as I turn the drill, look how much oil is coming out, and I'm just barely turning the drill. That is a free flow passage. There's nothing restricting the flow inside that lifter. See there? There it is. All the others, you can tell they have flow up to them, but they're not just gushing out. This one right here, as soon as I start putting any pressure on that, look at that. I got to pull the intake. All right, guys, here's the lifter. That was only about a 15-minute job to get that pulled out. So we're gonna find out what's wrong with this together. I'm thinking the metering gasket up underneath this is either bad or blocked or something. So we're going to disassemble the lifter. Let me get this out and I'll show you what I find. All right. That right there is it's bent. You can see it. That's why it's bypassing. If you guys can see that or not. Sure is. I can feel it in my hand. Gosh, it sucks. Oh yeah. See, I'm gonna do my best to let this thing focus. You guys see that warp in it? There's the problem. I'm not gonna let it beat me, guys. Try to just keep plugging at it, but I can sleep tonight knowing at least I know what the problem is. Thank you guys for hanging out with me and finding something new. I've never run into this. I've never seen that before. And I searched the internet, didn't see anything. Hardly, maybe one or two posts, and they kind of danced around it, but nobody really specifically talked about what I was experiencing. Anyways, maybe this will help somebody else. We're gonna fix this thing. This thing is gonna be a great engine. This thing revved so crisp. Man, it sounded great. And it's gonna be fine. I know it's gonna be fine. It's just, I gotta get through these aggravating issues. We'll get it. I'm telling you, we're gonna get it. So, thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully this was informative and maybe you get a little laugh out of it with me. Let me get this thing cleaned up and we'll wait on some parts. You guys take care. Stay at it. Bye.